Representative Youakim, thank you very much for joining us. Can you share a little bit about who you are, your home life, and your professional life?
Well, I've been on the Hopkins City Council for the last 8.5 years, and my day job right now currently is the Committee Administrator for Senate Judiciary. Before that, I worked in the schools as a paraprofessional in early childhood and special ed. I'm married, been married for 22 years, and we have 3 children. I have a sophomore in college, a senior in high school, and a sophomore at high school.
What do you see as the greatest challenge facing your district, and how do you want to make a difference for your constituents?
Well, currently I'd have to say all the planning around the Southwest Light Rail corridor. We've been working in our community to make sure that we take advantage of the line and have good redevelopment and smart redevelopment along it. And right now we're in the stage where we're waiting for funding. So I would say that's probably the #1 things I heard from constituents at the doors was get it done.
What are some of your other legislative priorities for this session?
I really started out as an early childhood advocate. About over a decade ago, I roamed these halls with my 3-year-old. There had been huge budget cuts to early childhood. I co-founded a small nonprofit to advocate for early childhood and quality education. So that's near and dear to my heart. So is higher education. I have 3 kids that will be going to college in the next 6 years, and with our first kid in college right now, began to realize kids don't have a lot of choice when it comes to college and the expenses. They either go to college and get a mountain of debt, or they don't go to college and their job's not very good.
Describe what type of legislator you want to be, and how will you determine if you were that legislator at the end of session?
That's a really good question. I believe leadership is just as much about listening as it is leading. So listening to the constituents and seeing where their needs are and making sure that their needs are met. I am a committee administrator now, but I started out as a legislative aide, so I saw firsthand every day how important it was to connect constituents to the services that they need. And as a city council person, that was actually the platform I ran on too. I'd like to make sure that government's working for people, because that's what we get paid to make sure it does.
Tell us about a gift you received that you will never forget.
I would have to say, shortly after my grandmother died, I received her high school ring, and she was born in 1915. And still, after being moved from family to family, because her family couldn't afford to keep her as a small child during the Depression, so she was sent to a neighboring family to raise. Actually, she was born in 1920. And knowing that she graduated from high school and actually went to college was a big deal. So I have her high school class ring that the days where I feel like I need that little extra angel on my shoulder, I'll wear that.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.